Welcome back to another episode of All the Mod 7 to the Sky. Today we're gonna get gear so amazing it makes netherite look like a child's plaything. So make sure to smash that like button. Let's get right into it. First up on the agenda today is getting a bit more base infrastructure. I mean, what we have is good, but it can be better, and we have a problem where our storage is a little bit on the full side. But hey, we managed to get 3,600 netherite scrap since we last spoke, so that's pretty awesome. This should do the trick nicely. Oh yeah, netherite barrel, and if we pop this in, stack limit is now multiplied by 16. Bam! Oh, we got tons of space. This isn't a permanent solution, but it definitely pushes the buck back a little bit. Now that that's sorted, I want to get wireless power. This power system, it produces a lot of power, but we have to run cables, and it doesn't charge any devices that I may or may not be holding. So today we're going to be getting into Flux Networks. Flux Networks is a really cool mod that lets you transfer your power wirelessly without any kind of limit, and it will even transfer it directly to your inventory to charge your devices. Why I need that so badly, you'll see here in just a second. First things first though, we need to find some bedrock. Now I believe that the starting island here has some bedrock, and I didn't remove it. Oh, let's get a shovel. All right, that's better. So as I was saying, below the island here somewhere, aha, there it is a singular bedrock. Why is this important, you might ask? Well, for flux, you need to make flux dust. And to create flux dust, you have to combine obsidian and bedrock with a little bit of redstone in between. I'll show you how it works. All right, I built ourselves a little bit of a platform down here. Hopefully it's large enough to contain the drops. So what we're going to do is we're going to place an obsidian 2 blocks above the bedrock, and then we're going to throw a whole bunch of redstone right there. I believe you can do up to 8 stacks at once. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're... Oh, no. And then we're just going to punch this obsidian. There we go. And we got our flux dust. Now we can start not only crafting our flux materials, but we actually don't need this redstone, this bedrock anymore. Next up, I want to craft several of these flux blocks, which require these flux cores. So we're going to need a whole bunch of obsidian. Completed a test for obsidian. That's funny. Got a good amount of obsidian, so we can go ahead and make our flux cores. And with these, we can make a few flux blocks, flux plug, some flux points, and a flux controller. Great. So all we have to do is take this flux plug and plug it into our power network. There, maybe. Then we can make a channel. Here it is, new network. Just say power for now. We'll make it pretty magenta. Make it public. Here we go. Perfect. Set this to be on power. Perfect. All right. So now we can even bypass the limit. Why not? So this power is now available wirelessly through this flux plug. So we can use these flux points to retrieve our power wherever we want. We can use it to power any machinery, so we're no longer tied to using cables to connect everything. And we can plug in a little flux controller to the network. Let's shove it over here by our bed. Set it to the right network. And then over here on this tab, the wireless charging, we can set this to wirelessly send power to all these slots that we have. Our armor, our curios, our hotbar, our offhand, our main hand. Enable. Here we go. Perfect. So any devices that we have will be automatically powered by that power system. Very convenient. So you might be asking, what devices do you need powered? Well, this mod pack has jetpacks that run on power, and we can just keep upgrading them. We can go all the way up to Endarium, and this thing is fast. You won't even believe it. So we're going to make them out of bronze, invar, electrum, signalum, and endarium. And then after that, we're just going to have an amazing jetpack for the rest of the time. I've gathered all the materials here that we need to craft all those jetpacks. So let's get cracking. That's bronze. Invar. Electrum. Signalum. And finally, the big bad boy, the Enderium jetpack. Oh, I'm excited. This is going to be such a huge upgrade. And just to show you, we can wear our gear. And then also, we have a, where is it, body slot over here in our curios. And we can just pop that right in there. Boop. We have a little thing on the side of the screen now. Awesome. So we'll just turn on the engine. There's a hotkey for that. Boop. Turn on hover mode because it's awesome. Boop. Eat a little food. And we're prepared for takeoff. Here we go. No longer bound by the world. We can fly, and it's kind of better than creative mode, actually, because you fly fast, and you can sprint while flying. And with hover mode, you just float there forever. You can turn off hover mode, and you'll just fall a little. Ow. Ow. This changes everything. This is going to make building so much easier. This is going to make getting around so much easier. And it's going to make getting around other dimensions so much easier. So I have a plan for how to simplify this setup and actually make it more efficient. But there's one catch. I want to do it using these ender chests, but they require blaze rods. Now, we could set up a really slow immersive engineering machine to press the blaze rods out of the blaze powder, and that would work. But my plan is to instead just go to the nether and grab our own blaze spawner. This pack has the apotheosis mod, which means that spawners can be upgraded and turned into amazing mob farms. So if we just go grab a blaze spawner, we could just make a high-speed blaze farm, and we could also use it for experience and other things. I think it's like 8 birds with 1 stone. Jeez, we have 181,000 flint. Oh my god. Luckily, I actually found a use for it, but more on that later. Very cool. Before we head out, there's a few more bits of preparation I want to make. First up, let's upgrade to full netherite. It's about time. Don't we look snazzy? Next up, I want a magnet to make it easier to collect resources while we're in the nether. Boop. The magnet even fits in this charm slot so it doesn't take up a slot in our inventory. Next up, using this sawmill from mechanism and some planks. God, that's noisy. We can make some sawdust. Apparently it's slower than I thought. Ah, there we go. 4 sawdust. And with that, we can make a cardboard box. This is a really cool block that allows you to grab any tile entity and just put it right in your inventory. Spawners, anything really. So we'll just use this to easily go grab the spawner, a blaze spawner that is, and bring it back here. Now, technically, you can actually pick up a spawner using Silk Touch in this mod pack due to the Apotheosis mod, but it's a lot easier for me just to come up with 4 bits of sawdust than it is to actually go get some Silk Touch. I don't have an enchanting set up, and I'm not ready to dive into Tinkers yet. So the cardboard box is definitely the play for me. Finally, and admittedly this is a bit weird, we need to waterlog this block. If you check out the sieve, there's actually different recipes if you waterlog the sieve. And if we waterlog the one that does sand, we can get coral larva, which we can use as seawater to make coral blocks, which we can use the ex nihilo hammer on to turn into regular coral, which we can then turn into dead coral, which can be turned into the structure compass. And with this, we'll be able to locate a nether fortress super easily. We don't have to rely on guesswork or any other weird mechanic. Look, they're already piling up 64 larvae. It's so fast. Water with sand makes this seawater, as we learned before. And we can just turn that right into coral. Nice and easy. And if we work fast, boom. There's our coral. And give it a second. There's our dead coral. Wait. Oh, I need Silk Touch to pick that up, don't I? Oopsie, I guess we're getting Silk Touch anyway. I think the easiest way to get Silk Touch is just apply this Silky modifier to a Tinker's Construct pickaxe. It just requires this silky cloth, which is streamed with rose gold. Rose gold normally requires you to build a weird multi-block structure to melt it down. But luckily, there's an alternate recipe using this alloy kiln from Immersive Engineering. This is less work to set up, so I'll go with this. We need 5 bits of rose gold, so we'll just do this recipe twice. To build the alloy kiln, all we need is 8 of these kiln bricks with an Immersive Engineering hammer. This is really easy too. It's just sandstone and any brick. Got the stuff here. Just hit it with the hammer. There we go. Top level, apparently. And so now we can put the items in here like a regular old furnace, but there's 2 inputs. Put these in, add a bit of fuel. And presto, we have rose gold. We'll just craft up 5 of this silky cloth. I think the best easy material we can build out of to make this tool, since all we need is just an easy silk touch, is going to be copper. We'll make some patterns, make a tinker station, and a part builder. Then we can go ahead and make copper tool handle, copper tool binding, copper pick head, and go ahead and combine those into a copper pickaxe. Next, we need an anvil to apply this modifier on. To make the anvil, we're going to need some of this seared stone or seared bricks. Right now, the easiest way to make seared bricks is just going to be to smelt this grout stuff, which is just made out of clay and gravel and sand. Look, this barrel's even automatically making them into the bricks for us. That's so convenient. Let's build the anvil out of netherite, just for the flex. And now if we surround our tool with the silkies, ta-da! Copper pickaxe with silky. And there we go. We got our dead coral. I guess we don't even need this cardboard box anymore. Ooh, this requires mossy stone bricks. What's the easiest way to make that? Looks like this thermal machine can hook us up. Just water and stone bricks and it'll make the mossy variety for us. Is that enough water? No, we need another bucket. There we go. And there's our structure compass. All right, we got better food. Got our way to pick up our blaze spawner. Got our structure compass. Got our trusty jetpack and magnet. We're basically good to go for the nether. Now, before we enter, I have 3 goals for this trip to the nether. First, obviously, is get a blaze spawner. Second one is to pick up some magma cream or magma blocks. Those are going to be useful shortly. Third goal is to pick up some soul sand. It'll also be helpful shortly, and the more we can get, the better. All right, let's head off and see what we can find. There's not soul sand or magma blocks. I didn't realize this was also going to be a void. Also, it turns out you can just see the the fortress from here, so I didn't even need the structure compass. Oh my goodness. Were there skeletons with bows fighting each other? What's up with this boss? I think they're strong. Oh, I barely deal damage. So we should get something special for killing that. Oh, ow. I have no idea what this does. Looks like a blaze spawner over here. Oh, we got these trousers. An attack gain resistance. Fall damage taken is reduced by 15%. This item ignores 4% of durability damage. Well, we're going to be upgrading so hard today that probably won't need that pretty soon. Let's just go get the spawner. Got it. Ideally, we need, like, I think 8 magma cream. I was hoping to get a lot more, but it might be tough given the circumstances. Oh, we got 1. It kind of jumped off the edge. I wonder if we fly around, we can get more magnet cubes to spawn. So easy to kill them with a jetpack. All right, just don't jump off the edge. Just turn up our throttle so we can get in there quicker. God, the fire effect is so annoying. Alright, we got 20. Got 20 of the cream. Wait, there could be a structure in here that has the nether wart, right? And that could get us some soul sand. There we go. Got some soul sand, so I guess actually we're meeting all our goals. Oh, there's even more over here. Cool. I think I wanted more soul sand than this, but we'll just have to do. I don't see another staircase, so I think it's time to get out of here. Awesome. I would call that trip a huge success. Now that we have this spawner, we need a place to actually build the farm. And as a result, I think some base expansion's in order. I think this is much better. Now we have plenty of space to build a blaze farm. Now it's important that we actually upgrade this spawner. There's several little upgrades here that are actually really relevant. The gas tier allows to spawn more mobs at once, which is good. The soul lantern will allow it to ignore light levels except for daylight, which is good. I don't have amethyst right now, so we don't have tinted glass, but this will allow us to build with glass, I believe. We don't have spider eyes, unfortunately. But we do have chorus fruit to disable the AI of the mobs. We have wool to disable the sounds of the mobs. We can use sugar to make it so that it spawns faster. Same thing with clocks. They both affect the speed. We can use prismarine crystals so that we don't have to be nearly as close to the spawner. And we can add a redstone comparator to make it so that the farm can be operated by a lever. Very important that we're able to turn this farm off. Just pop this right here and go get some upgrade materials. By the way, the gas tiers come from sieving the soul sand, so that's why we needed the soul sand in the first place. Just pop all these items on here. And all done. Now I'll just use this glass and these nether bricks to build the enclosure. All right, farm's all set up. So when we flick this lever, if everything's gone to plan, we should be able to get some blaze spawning. Sick. All right, perfect. Let's just go make the collection system now. The machine I want to use to kill the blazes and also collect their drops is this mob crusher from Industrial Foregoing. It's super fast, does a big AoE, and also it does automatic fortune, so we'll get lots and lots of blaze rods. The only catch is that to craft it, we need plastic and pink slime, both of which are materials that are only available through the Industrial Foregoing mod. So we're gonna have to make some basic infrastructure for Foregoing to get this going. First up, we're going to use this fluid extractor from Industrial Foregoing. It will extract latex from logs, which is the first step for basically all of the Foregoing machines. Latex is one of the backbone materials for the Industrial Foregoing mod. I'll place the 4 of them facing inwards, place the log in the center. They'll start working automatically. And in the meantime, I'll set up some pipes to a tank. Now, once we collect a bucket of this stuff, we'll be able to go on to the next step. This is the dissolution chamber. It's kind of like a fancy crafting table, but just for Industrial Foregoing stuff. There's 8 slots here for items and a fluid slot, and it crafts items for you. Most importantly, it crafts the add-ons that improve your machines in Industrial Foregoing. The first thing I want to craft using this are the add-ons that are going to make the latex production more efficient. Our latex is ready, so we can go ahead and get started. Grab a bucket, place it in here, and now we can just kind of place our items in. Like so. And it's slow, so obviously, actually, the first thing we're going to do is upgrade the dissolution chamber itself. And there we go. Speed add-on, tier 2. There's only 2 tiers. Just look how much faster this is with just one add-on. Let's go ahead and get everything sped up. The important add-ons for Industrial Foregoing, of course, are the speed add-on, which makes the machine faster. The processing add-on, which makes the machine essentially do triple the operations per cycle. And the efficiency add-on, which makes the machine do less work per cycle. You can add all 3 of these to almost every Foregoing machine and it'll just speed them up. I would slap all of them in every machine, but we don't have the blaze rods yet. So once we get the blaze farm going, we can then start adding our efficiency add-ons to all our machines. As I said before, we're working towards this crusher, which not only takes plastic, which we can make with the latex, but it also takes this pink slime stuff. The pink slime only comes from a mob slaughter factory. So we'll have to go ahead and make this first. Meaning we have to make some plastic first. Luckily we have plenty of latex for this crafting recipe. We'll just place it down above the latex here. We'll put a source of water above that and plug it in. You can use these little buttons to change how the inputs and outputs work. So I'll tell it to pull latex from the bottom and pull water from the top. Now the machine is flowing and we're producing rubber, which you can craft into a larger rubber, which then you can smelt into plastic. Really easy. Don't forget to put add-ons in the latex processing unit. And now we have a whole bunch of plastic to build our machines with. The slaughter factory is no problem. This pity machine frame only takes redstone logs and iron. We'll just slap down the machine right here. And we'll add our speed and processing add-ons, and we'll add the range tier 4 add-on. This will add 4 to the radius of the machine. Normally the machine only has a 1x1 working area, but this will increase it to a 9x9 working area. And of course, plug it in. All right, machine's all ready. Let's turn the farm on. So as you can see, it's automatically just voiding the blazes and producing liquid meat and pink slime. The liquid meat has lots of applications of its own, but we're looking for the pink slime right now. Also, don't worry about overfilling the machines. They automatically void excess materials. Now, I believe we can use this tank to get the slime out just in the GUI like this. Perfect. Now we can build our mob crusher, which is very pog. We can make this advanced machine frame. We have all the materials now. This simple machine frame just requires nether bricks. Luckily, there's a multi-servo press. With this unpacking die, this will just make it for us. We can just go gather nether bricks from the fortress in the nether. We can insert our pink slime into the machine just like so, and then boop, 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 boop. Great, now we've got our crusher. Let's go set it up. It's going to use the same add-ons here as the slaughter factory, so we'll just steal those and pop them into the crusher instead. Here we go. It's all set up. Check this out. It just murders them super fast. The drops are here. Oh, wait. Boop. Click this button so that it does fortune instead of gaining this essence. Don't really need the essence. And look at this. Blaze rods are flowing. Now all I have to do is set up a collection system. This spotter isn't even going at max speed yet. Once we get all the materials to upgrade it, this farm can be cooking. But hey, this crush is already plenty fast for me. This is pretty awesome. This is already enough blaze rods to get our new systems going. With these blaze rods in hand, I think it's time to give this place a facelift. So we'll just do a little twirl. And voila. Look at how much cleaner this setup is. It's so much better. It's so much faster. Let me walk you through it. So we have a dedicated cobble generator for each of these. It's a lot easier, less pipes. Everything's upgraded to netherite tier. So we got our gravel, our sand, our waterlogged sand, our dust. We have netherrack, we have crushed endstone. This is reserved for basalt when we finally get a basalt generator going. That'll be soon, but I just wanted to make a space for it now. These are all going to be provided here by these ender chests. As you can see over here, we actually need 16 of each of these upgraded to the max to keep up with one sieve. And they're being delivered via these ender chests. And brought over wirelessly, makes it all cleaner, much less cabling. Everything just looks much nicer. So then everything comes through this ender chest, goes into the same barrel as before, gets 2x2'd. The furnace pulls as much as it can. This is now a fully upgraded rainbow furnace. We've actually filled this to the brim with materials now. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna have to work on that. But this thing is super fast now. Factory upgrade. And this thing, it does a whole stack at once. Oh geez, it's totally full. Okay, we're gonna have to make another we're gonna have to make another storage here for this. But other than that, this system's way better. I couldn't be happier with it. And it's all powered by a flex point back here. You can see it's taking 80,000 per tick. These machines are so power hungry. It's honestly ridiculous, but hey, upgrade's an upgrade, and now we are just going to be zooming in tons and tons of materials. All right, I fixed the setup. Rainbow Furnace is actually enough to keep up, as you can see here. We just split the outputs with this filter destination tool, so now all the stuff that compacts goes into this barrel to get compacted, and then all the non-compactables go in here. It just splits it up nicely, plus I added a void upgrade in here so that this doesn't back up ever. So I should be good to go for the rest of the time now. Now that our infrastructure is looking good, let's make our gear look good. What I'm looking at is this all-the-modium gear. It's really good. But we have to get this all-the-modium ore, which you can only find in the Twilight Forest. It has a trick, however. This all-the-modium ore is player mineable only, not quarryable. And there's a way that we can exploit this to our favor. This is the destruction gadget. It will destroy blocks in a humongous AoE at the cost of an absurd amount of power. So if you have lots of power and you can wirelessly deliver it to yourself, you can just demolish huge swaths of earth. And guess what we have? Large amounts of power delivered right to my face hole. So the thing is, this counts as a quarry, quote unquote, and it can't destroy the Aldemodium ore. So all we have to do is go to where that ore is supposed to be, and then we can use this gadget and just void all the ground around it, and then there we go. Ore should just be exposed for us to go pick up. And we're going to go silk touch it because we're going to multiply the ores later. But first things first, we just got to go get some ore in the first place. 2x2 of water? Check. Surrounded by flowers? Check. Toss in a diamond. Check. Great, now we can go to the Twilight Forest where we're supposed to be able to find that Aldemodium ore. Apparently, we're supposed to look for the Hollow Hills. If we can find the magical map, that'll help a lot, but if not, we'll just have to fly around and look for it. Shouldn't be too hard to find. I know what they look like. I've done this in other mod packs. All right, here goes nothing. So if you haven't done the Twilight Forest before, it's a mod where you have to travel through this mystical dimension full of all kinds of different biomes and stuff, and there's, I think, 7 different bosses to kill, and then it's just a boss rush. There's some gear to be had, but it's nothing really that I would be worried about right now. There's some loot to be had. Again, it's not really anything that I'm really too worried about. Actually, there's a boss in here. I just might as well kill these guys while I'm here. I think we have to kill all 7 of them at some point. What a noob. I thought I was supposed to get some kind of a trophy or something. Ah, here it is. I decided to turn the mini-map on for this adventure just to make it easier to spot the hills if I find them. I think this might be one of the mounds. I'm just gonna destroy it and see what happens. Hey, look, here it is. This is it, right? Aldemodium ore. Perfect. I think I got all of it from this mound, but let's go for another one just to make sure we have enough ore. I think there's a boss in this castle. Wait, is this where the Lich is? I think this is the Lich. We'll see if I can find him. So this is like Ganondorf. We have to reflect their attacks back at them. We have to keep doing this until their shields all go down. Jeez, this guy hurts. Okay, now I think we can just beat his face. Easy. This guy drops like 4 different scepters. I don't really know what they do. Is this one of the mounds? One way to find out. Apparently, yes. Wow, there's so many veins in this magical whatever this is. Easy way home is just type /home. I'm actually quite pleased with 24 ore. I think that's a good haul. But I still want to maximize our yield, so there's a few steps to take to make sure that we get as much as we can out of this ore. The first step is going to be to break this with the highest level of fortune we can, as to get as many raw clumps as we can out of this. Tinker's Construct can help us get all the way up to luck level 5, so that's still going to be the way to go. The tough part is that it requires weird materials, including rabbit's feet and name tags, so we're going to have to go through a couple other mods to get all the materials we need. We need blue flowers, so you can use this Philosopher's Stone to convert whatever flowers we have to blue ones. The Philosopher's Stone is a really interesting item from the Project E mod. It can transmute a lot of different items into other ones, so it can be really handy to get items that you don't normally have access to. Definitely take a browse with JEI here if you haven't already. To get the rabbit's feet, we can use this combiner item from the alchemistry mod. It just requires us to have keratin and protein. The keratin we can get by dissolving string, and the protein we can get by dissolving slime balls, which we can get by putting magma cream through a centrifugal separator. We need golden carrots, so we'll just hard craft them after buying carrots from the market from this lovely market stall. The last item that we need that we don't already have is name tags. And the only really easy way to get them, I think, is to use Botania by converting books and quill with mana. So we're going to have to generate some mana real fast. We'll just build a petal apothecary out of some cobblestone and a petal. First thing we need are a couple of pure daisies. They'll convert the stone for us into living rock and the wood for us into living wood. We'll need those in a second, but in the meantime, we can start working on our next flowers. We're going to do a really simple mana generation using endo flames. They're really cheap, and all they do is they use fuel, any fuel that a furnace can eat to turn it into mana. I think I want more than one. That's more like it. One thing I forgot to mention is that for the feathers for the books and quill, we're going to use this alchemistry mod again. Just more keratin in this compactor machine, and we can get our feathers nice and easy. There we go. The last step to making Fortune 5 is that we need to melt some ancient debris, which is going to require some of this blazing blood stuff and a smeltery. Smeltery is easy to make. It's just made of these seared bricks that are made out of grout, which is just clay, sand, and gravel. Oh, I forgot that we need a meltery first to make the controller. All set up. So now if we have a blaze here and we put it in the device, it'll melt it into this blazing blood. So all I have to do is just go to the farm and grab a blaze and put it in here. This Pokeball from Industrial Forgoing should do the trick. Got him. Get wrecked. I don't know how much of this blazing blood we actually need to melt some debris, but I'm gonna guess 2 ingots is enough. Oh, it's melting. And there we go. Ancient Hide Tool Binding. Alright, has Fortune 1, which will stack with any other luck that we put on it. Put the tool in the middle, and then we'll surround it with the correct combinations. Luck 1. Luck 2. Luck 3. This puts it to a total of Fortune 4. The last thing we need are some Tinker's Construct leggings. And they can also have luck, which stacks with the tool. So if we put these trousers on, and we use this pick, we'll have Fortune 5 when we mine all of our ores. Fortune 5 means we can potentially get up to 6 raw ores from each of these. There's 24 of them, and the average is 3.5 each. Let's see how many we get. 63 from 24. I think that's a little bit below average, but honestly, I'll take it. The next step to maximizing our yields from this is going to be to use Mechanism to multiply the ores. If we put it in the chemical dissolution chamber, we could turn it into a slurry, which we could turn into a clean slurry, which we can turn into crystals, which we could turn into shards, which we can turn into clumps, which we can turn into dust, which we could turn into different dust, and then finally ingots. In the end, this ends up multiplying the ores. I don't know the exact math these days. Back at 116, it used to be a 5x multiplier, but now that they have the raw ores, it's a little bit less. But either way, this will give us way more than 63 ingots at the end. All right, I think I got everything that we need here to set this up. We have most of the setup done, just a few more bits and bobs. Some of these machines require secondary input. We'll go through them one by one. Chemical dissolution chamber requires sulfuric acid, which we can get from sulfur dust. Sulfur, of course, is made by sieving. Washer requires water. That's what the sink's for. Chemical injection chamber requires hydrogen chloride, which we can get from salt, also a sieving material. And the purification chamber requires oxygen, which can be made from flint. So the sieving has totally hooked us up to do this 5x process. Super, super easy. Looks like we're actually going to need quite a bit of this dust. Same with the salt. Not so much flint. I added all the inputs. We added them in through these drawers that have the little pusher upgrade. We might have to add more sulfuric acid, but other than that, here we go. Slurries being made, other slurries being made. Getting some of those, some of this, some of that. And all the way down the line, our ingots are coming out. In the end, we ended up getting In the end here, we ended up getting 3 stacks and 18 ingots. Oh my goodness. This is so much. We more than tripled our yields by using mechanism. If you upgrade your gear like this, it'll actually keep the enchantments, which is kind of cool. Funny thing is, though, it's indestructible, but it keeps the unbreaking and the mending. These boots suck. I might as well not even use them. Hopefully we can get the wandering trader to sell us the really good diamond boots, and then we'll be set on this. Until then, we'll just have stock boots like this, and we'll go ahead and make a pickaxe. And I think we're set for now. 57 attack damage pickaxe. What is this? Compared to the 6 for netherite. Complete trash. Looking good. So this gear has 10 armor and 125 armor toughness per piece, which is stupid. And with the total set, we have 50% knockback resistance. Plus, piglins won't fight us. We don't take crash damage if we were in elytra. We're immune to fire damage. And we don't take fall damage. So, in essence, we're demigods. But that's where we're going to leave it off for today. We got the epic gear upgrade. We made humongous base upgrades. And we're basically set now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. It really helps me out. If you're enjoying the series, make sure to subscribe. That also really helps me out. It's free. It just takes a second. And it really, really makes a difference. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers here. And with your help, we might just make it. See you in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day.